from part 2. Anyways, let's continue about Electronic Arts. EA is headquartered in the Redwood Shores neighborhood of Redwood City, California.
In 1999, EA replaced their long-running Shapes logo with one based on the EA Sports logo used at the time, and Larry Probst took over the reins.
EA also started to use a brand-specific structure around this time, with a main publishing side of the company rebranding to EA Games.
The EA Sports brand was retained for major sports titles. The new EA Sports big label would be used for casual sports titles with an arcade twist, and the full Electronic Arts name would be used for co-published and distributed titles.
EA began to move toward direct distribution of digital games and services with the acquisition of the popular online gaming site Togo.com in 2001.
In 2009, EA acquired the London-based social gaming startup Playfish.
In 2004, EA made a multi-million-dollar donation to fund the development of game production curriculum at the University of Southern California's Interactive Media Division.
On February 1, 2006, Electronic Arts announced that it would cut worldwide staff by 5%.
On June 20, 2006, EA purchased Mythic Entertainment, who are finished making Warhammer Online. After Sega's ESPN NFL 2K5 successfully grabbed market share away from EA's dominant Madden NFL series during the 2004 holiday season, EA responded by making several large sports licensing deals, which include an exclusive agreement with the NFL. And in January 2005, a 15-year deal with ESPN.
The ESPN deal gave EA exclusive first rights to all ESPN content for sports simulation games.
On April 11, 2005, EA announced a similar 6-year licensing deal with a collegiate licensing company, CLC, for exclusive rights to college football content. Much of EA's success, both in terms of sales and with regards to its stock market valuation, is due to its strategy of platform-agnostic development and the creation of strong multi-year franchises.
EA was the first publisher to release yearly updates of its sports franchises Madden, FIFA, NHL, NBA Live, Tiger Woods, etc. with updated player rosters and small graphical and gameplay tweaks.
Recognizing the risk of franchise fatigue among consumers, EA announced in 2006 that it would concentrate more of its effort on creating new original intellectual property. In September 2006, Nokia and EA announced a partnership in which EA becomes an exclusive major supplier of mobile games to Nokia mobile devices through the Nokia Content Discoverer.
In the beginning, Nokia customers were able to download 7 EA titles: Tetris Mania, The Sims 2, Doom, FIFA 06, Tiger Woods, PGA Tour 06, and FIFA Street 2 on the holiday season in 2006.
Rick Simonson is the Executive Vice President and Director of Nokia and starting from 2006 is affiliated with Jean-Richie Chiello and our partners. In February 2007, Probst stepped down from the CEO job while remaining on the board of directors.
His handpicked successor is Jean-Richie Chiello, who had worked at EA for several years previously, departed for a while, and then returned.
Richie Chiello previously worked for Elevation Partners, Sara Lee and PepsiCo.
In June 2007, new CEO Jean-Richie Chiello announced that EA would reorganize itself into 4 labels, each with responsibility for its own product development and publishing, the city-state model.
The goal of the reorganization was to empower the labels to operate more autonomously, streamline decision-making, increase creativity and quality, and get games into the market faster.
This reorganization came after years of consolidation and acquisition by EA of smaller studios, which some in the industry blamed for decrease in quality of EA titles.
In 2008, at the DICE Summit, Rich Viciello called the earlier approach of buy and assimilate a mistake, often stripping smaller studios of its creative talent.
Whoa!
Rich Viciello said that the city-state model allows independent developers to remain autonomous to a large extent, and cited Moxis and BioWare as examples of studios thriving under the new structure.
Also, in 2007, EA announced that it would be bringing some of its major titles to the Macintosh.
Whoa!
EA has released Battlefield 2142, Command & Conquer, Tiberium Wars, Crisis, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Madden NFL 08, Need for Speed, Carbon and Storm for the Mac.
All of the new games have been developed for the Macintosh using Cider, a technology developed by Transgaming that enables Intel-based Macs to run Windows games inside a translation layer running on Mac OS X.
They are not playable on powered PC-based Macs.
It was revealed in February 2008 that Electronic Arts had made a takeover bid for rival game company Take-Two Interactive.
After its initial offer of $25 per share, all-cash stock transaction offer was rejected by the Take-Two board. EA revised it to $26 per share, a 64% premium over the previous day's closing price, and made the offer known to the public.
Rumors had been floating around the internet prior to the offer about Take-Two possibly being bought over by a bigger company, allied with Viacom as a potential bidder.
Whoa!
In May 2008, EA announced that it will purchase the assets of Hands-On Mobile Korea, a South Korean mobile game developer and publisher.
The company will become EA Mobile Korea.
In September 2008, EA dropped its buyout offer of Take-Two.
No reason was given. As of November 6, 2008, it was confirmed that Electronic Arts is closing their casual label and merging it with their Hasbro partnership with a Sims label.
EA also confirmed the departure of Cassie Vrabec, who was given the position as former president of the EA Casual Division in May 2007.
EA made this statement about the merger. We've learned a lot about casual entertainment in the past 2 years and found that casual gaming defies a single genre and demographic.
With the retirement and departure of Cassie Vrabec, EA is reorganizing to integrate casual games to development and marketing into other divisions of our business.
We are merging our casual studios, Hasbro partnership, and casual marketing organization with a Sims label to be a new Sims and casual label where there is a deep compatibility in the product design, marketing, and demographics.
In the days and weeks ahead, we will make further announcements on the reporting structure for the other businesses in the casual label, including EA Mobile, Pogo, media sales and online casual initiatives.
Those businesses remain growth priorities for EA and deserve strong support in a group that will complement their objectives.
This statement comes a week after EA announced it was laying off 6%, about 600 of their staff positions, and had a US $310 million net loss for the quarter.
Due to the 2008 economic crisis, Electronic Arts had a poorer than expected 2008 holiday season, moving it in February 2009 to cut approximately 1,100 jobs, which it said represented about 11% of its workforce.
It also closed 12 of their facilities.
Rich Viciello, in a conference call with reporters, stated that their poor performance in the fourth quarter was not due entirely to the poor economy, but also to the fact that they did not release any blockbuster titles in the quarter.
In the quarter ending December 31, 2008, the company lost US $641 million.
As of early May 2009, the subsidiary studio EA Redwood Shores was known as Visual Games.
On June 24, 2009, EA announced it will merge two of its development studios, BioWare and Mythic, into one single role-playing video game and MMO development powerhouse.
The move will actually place Mythic under control of BioWare, as Rain Music and Greg Zesha will be in direct control of the new entity.
By fall 2012, both Music and Zesha had chosen to depart the merged entity in a joint retirement announcement.
On November 9, 2009, EA announced layoffs of 1,500 employees, representing 17% of its workforce, across a number of studios including EA Tiburon, Visual Games, Mythic and EA Black Box.
Also affected were projects and support activities that, according to Chief Financial Officer Eric Brown, don't make economic sense, resulting in the shutdown of popular communities such as Battlefield News and the EA Community Team.
Whoa!
These layoffs also led to the complete shutdown of Pandemic Studios. In October 2010, EA announced the acquisition of England-based iPhone and iPad games publisher Tulingo for US $20 million in cash.
Tulingo published the popular Angry Birds, For Ice and Cut the Rope for all platforms, but the deal did not include those properties, so Cut the Rope became published by Zepto Lab, and Angry Birds became published by Rovio Entertainment.
On May 4, 2011, EA reported $3.8 billion in revenues for the fiscal year ending March 2011, and on January 13, 2012, EA announced that it had exceeded $1 billion in digital revenue during the previous calendar year.
In a note to employees, EA CEO John Ricciello called this an incredibly important milestone for the company.
In June 2011, EA launched Origin, an online service to sell downloadable games for personal computers directly to consumers.
Around this time, Valve, which runs Steam in direct competition with Origin, announced changes to storefront policy, disallowing games that used in-game purchases that were not tied to Steam's purchasing process, and removed several of EA's games, including Crisis 2, Dragon Age 2, and Alice Madness Returns, in 2012.
EA released a new, packaged version of Crisis 2 that included all the downloadable content without the storefront features. EA would not publish any additional games on Steam until 2019. Instead selling all personal computer versions of games through Origin. In July 2011, EA announced that it had acquired Top Cat Games, the company behind games such as Plants vs. Zombies and Beowulf.
EA continued its shift toward digital goods in 2012, folding its mobile-focused EA Interactive EA division into other organizations throughout the company. Specifically those divisions led by EA Labels President Frank DeVoe, COO Peter Moore, and CTO Rajat Tuneha, and EVP of Digital Christian Secherstrill.
On March 18, 2015, John Ricciello announced that he would be stepping down as CEO and a member of the board of directors on March 30, 2015.
Larry Probst was also appointed executive chairman on the same day.
Andrew Wilson was named as the new CEO of EA by September 2015. In April 2015, EA announced a reorganization, which was to include dismissal of 10% of their workforce, consolidation of marketing functions, which were distributed among the 5 label organizations, and subsumption of origin operational leadership under the president of labels. EA acquired the lucrative exclusive license to develop games within the Star Wars universe from Disney in May 2015, shortly after Disney's closure of its internal LucasArts game development in 2015.
EA secured its license from 2015 through 2023 and began to assign new Star Wars projects across several of its internal studios, including BioWare, DICE, Visual Games, Motive Studios, Capital Games, and external developer Respawn Entertainment.
In April 2015, EA announced that it would be shutting down various free-to-play games in July of that year, including Battlefield Heroes, Battlefield Play for Free, Need for Speed World, and FIFA World. The reorganization and revised marketing strategy lead to a gradual increase in stock value.
In July 2015, Electronic Arts reached an all-time high with a stock value of US $71.63, surpassing the previous February 2005 record of $68.12.
This is also up 54% from $46.57 in early January 2015.
The surge was partly attributed to EA's then highly anticipated Star Wars Battlefront reboot, which released 1 month before Star Wars The Force Awakens, also highly anticipated.
During E3 2015, Vice President of the company, Patrick Soderlund, announced that the company will start investing more on smaller titles such as Unravel so as to broaden the company's portfolio.
On December 10, 2015, EA announced a new division called Competitive Gaming Division, which focuses on creating competitive game experience and organizing esports events.
It was once headed by Peter Moore.
In May 2016, Electronic Arts announced that they had formed a new internal division called Frostbite Labs.
The new department specializes in creating new projects for virtual reality platforms and virtual humans.
The new department is located in Stockholm and Vancouver.
EA announced the closure of Visual Games in October 2017.
Whoa!
Prior, Visual had been supporting EA's other games but was also working on a Star Wars title named Project Ragtag since EA's acquisition of the Star Wars license, even hiring Amy Hennig to direct the project.
While EA did not formally give a reason for the closure, industry pundits believed that EA was concerned about the principally single-player game, which would be difficult to monetize, as well as the slow pace of development. EA's original approach to the microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2 sparked an industry-wide debate on the use of random content loot boxes.
While other games have used loot boxes, EA's original approach within Battlefront 2 from its early October 2017 launch included using such mechanics for pay-to-win gameplay elements, as well as locking various Star Wars characters behind expensive paywalls, leading several gaming journalists and players to complain.
EA modified some of the costs of these elements in anticipation of the game's full November 2017 launch, but they were reportedly told by Disney to disable all microtransactions until they could come up with a fair monetization scheme.
Whoa!
Ultimately, by March 2018, EA had developed a fairer system that eliminated the pay-to-win elements and drastically reduced costs for unlocking characters.
The controversy over Battlefront 2's loot boxes led to an 8.5% drop in stock value in 1 month, about $3.1 billion, and impacted EA's financial results for the following quarters.
Whoa!
Further, the visibility of this controversy led to debate at government levels around the world to determine if loot boxes were a form of gambling and if they should be regulated.
In January 2018, EA announced EMS, a new competitive league for EA Sports FIFA 18 through its competitive gaming division, CGD, and MLS.
That same month, EA teamed up with ESPN and Disney XD in a multi-year pact to broadcast Madden NFL competitive matches across the world through its competitive gaming division arm.
On August 14, 2018, Patrick Sutherland announced his departure from EA as its vice president and chief design officer after serving 12 years with the company.
With Sutherland's departure, the SEED group was moved as part of EA Studios, while the EA Originals and EA Partners teams were moved under the company's Strategic Growth Group.
On February 6, 2019, Electronic Arts stock value was hit by a decline of 13.3%, the worst decline since Halloween 2008.
This was largely due to the marketing of their anticipated title Battlefield 5, which was released after the holiday season of October 2018.
Stocks were already declining since late August, when EA announced that Battlefield 5's release would be delayed until November.
Upon release, the game was met with a mixed reception, and EA sold 1 million fewer copies than their expected figure of 7.3 million.
Also attributed to the stock plunge was the game's lack of a game mode Battle Royale, popularized by PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and then Fortnite.
Stocks then surged 9.6% with a surprise release of Apex Legends, which garnered 25 million players in just 1 week, smashing Fortnite's record of 10 million players in 2 weeks.
In advance of the end of its financial quarter ending March 31, 2019, Wilson announced they were cutting about 350 jobs, or about 4% of its workforce, primarily from their marketing, publishing, and operations divisions.
Wilson stated the layoffs were necessary to address our challenges and prepare for the opportunities ahead.
EA announced in October 2019 that it would be returning to release games on Steam, starting with the November 2019 release of Star Wars: Jedi Fallen Order, as well as bringing the EA Access subscription service to Steam.
While EA plans to continue to sell games on Origin, the move to add Steam releases was to help get more consumers to see their offerings.
Due to COVID-19 lockdowns and growing demand for online games, EA's revenue grew to $1.4 billion in the first quarter of 2020. EA rebranded both EA Access and Origin to EA Play on August 18, 2020, but otherwise without changing the subscription price or services offered as part of the streamlining effort. We will continue about electronic arts in final part. This means part 3.